Hello and greetings to my MGTOW brothers out there on YouTube, on MGTOW.tv, and wherever else I may upload this video. Now I just got out of work and I was on my way home with the idea of making a video, but then something else happened on the way to work, and this definitely has priority over the prior subject. So like I say, I just got out of work, and the normal way I take home, I always drive past one of my friends' houses. And I drove past there today, and I see a white piece of shit van with no front bumper and no grill. And that is a signal that's the whore ex-wife there. So, I mean, he's my friend, and I planned on stopping anyways. So I just showed up. And then I show up. He has about 5 or 6 of the motion sensors, so he sees I'm there. And keep in mind, she's in his house and the door is locked. I can't get in, but he puts his head out his living room window and says, "Look, man, she's just here to buy something, and she'll be gone after that." I said, "That's fine, I'll just wait out here," because I was waiting out in the driveway patiently. And I was only going to say one thing to her: Jezebel. Well, I wait in the driveway probably about 10, maybe 15 minutes at the most. And next thing I know, my friend opens his garage door and pops out his head and said, "Look, man, she just ran out the back door and jumped the back fence." And I said, "No way." I said, "You're just saying that so I go out the back and she gets in her vehicle and leaves." And he says, "No, you can look." So, yeah, sure as shit, she literally jumped his back fence. And this ain't like a little chain link fence. He's got 6-foot dog ear fence. So it would be interesting to see her try to jump that. So anyways, I yell out in the neighborhood, I yell, "Whore!" And I know she heard me. So long story short is I wait there, and then I go in my friend's house, and I'm waiting by his kitchen window looking at her white piece of shit van, wondering whether she's going to show up or not. And keep in mind, she's got nowhere to go, she's got no friends, no allies, and it was raining earlier. And she would rather run through the back alley than even acknowledge or come in my presence. And my friend said while she was in there, she was hyperventilating and scared and crying and shaking and, "Oh, he's not going to come in here." And keep in mind, she's in his house and it's locked. I can't get in even if I wanted to. And despite the fact she's in a locked house, she feels the need to run out his back door and jump his back fence. And that's nothing new, because when I was married to her, and whenever there was any problem in the relationship, if I confronted her about it, she'd do the same thing. She would just run out the back door, and then 3 days later, nothing would be solved. So it's a very amusing story. It's a very funny story. And so I left her a note talking about, you burned every bridge. Everybody knows that your brother's a pervert now. Oh, speaking of that, it's convicted now, or not convicted, it's the second time now where her brother, who's an incel, I think he's like 35, 36, he's been accused of touching inappropriately the stepdaughters again. So he's getting what's coming to him, and him too, he's the asshole who called the cops on me over the supposed domestic violence almost a year ago. So now he's the one sitting in jail, and if he's found convicted, that it looks like they got a lot of evidence on him, that he'll be going to a place where he won't last very long. So that's sowing and reaping, karma. What comes around goes around, whatever you want to call it. The universe will serve its justice. And if you don't believe in karma, then that's your problem, because these things aren't a coincidence. Coincidences don't exist. Everything is somehow connected, and it's your job to find out how. So I'm Chad Hart. That's my funny story for today. Life is good for me, and like my best friend said, if the whore ex-wife did nothing wrong, why'd she go running?